Welcome to Ryrie Reservoir here in Idaho. This behind me is one of our favorites to go boating, swimming, kayaking. It's only 30 minutes from Idaho Falls. So in this video, we're going to highlight this reservoir, but also other lakes in the area that are not too far away. Within an hour, even 2 hours of a drive, you can be in several different lakes that we absolutely love for fishing, kayaking, boating, swimming, paddleboarding, you name it. So without further ado, you ready? Let's go. All right, guys, let's get started. Now, this is not a comprehensive list of all the lakes in Idaho, but it is all the popular lakes within 20 minutes, all the way up to about 3 to 3.5 hours away from Idaho Falls. Starting with, like I mentioned before, Ryrie Reservoir, which is where I got to go boating with my team, the Anderson Hicks group, recently. Ryrie Reservoir is a popular spot for fishing, boating, and of course swimming. As you can tell here, it has a designated swimming spot that makes it super safe for kids and families. Number 2 on the list is Jefferson County Lake, also known as Rigby Lake. This is just 20 to 30 minutes north of Idaho Falls, right in Rigby, Idaho. It is a small man-made lake without any large boats, but you are able to swim and fish and paddleboard and maybe even kayak a little bit. What I love about this lake is they have a slide that goes right into the lake. There are camping grounds and picnic tables. And every 4th of July, there is a huge 4th of July firework show with vendors and food and music. And it is such a fun place to be and such a short trip away. Number 3 on the list is Gem Lake, which is just 10 to 15 minutes south of downtown Idaho Falls. Now, Gem Lake is actually the Snake River, but there is a part of this river that is sectioned off that is kind of similar to what we just saw with Ryrie Reservoir. So it's great for splashing, swimming, there's picnicking, you can fish here, and it's definitely a place for boating. Swimming is allowed, but it is less common due to its primary use for water storage and irrigation. But it sure makes a great place that's just down the road to get a little wet, cool off, and hang out and watch the sunrise. All right, let's talk about the lakes that are 1 to 2 hours away from Idaho Falls. Number 1 on this list is Blackfoot Reservoir. This is about an hour and 15 minutes away outside of Blackfoot, Idaho. It is a man-made reservoir, and it's known for excellent fishing, especially for trout and perch. Blackfoot Reservoir also allows for swimming, though the water can be quite cold. As you can imagine, it's far away in the mountains, but it's a beautiful, beautiful spot if you can't tell. Number 2 on the list for lakes that are about an hour away is Palisades Reservoir. Again, this is a man-made reservoir out in the mountains of Swan Valley. Swan Valley is breathtaking, and people from all over the country visit this beautiful area, including Jimmy Fallon and some friends and other famous people frequently visit the Palisades Reservoir. Now, the water is very chilly, but swimming is definitely allowed. There's boating, fishing, and camping all around. Up next is Henry's Lake. Henry's Lake is an hour and 45 minutes north, and it is a naturally occurring lake. It's actually nestled near the Montana border. Henry's Lake is natural, but it's a high altitude lake known for its trophy-sized trout, attracting anglers from all over, and the lake is surrounded by beautiful mountain scenery, making it a peaceful spot for fishing and bird watching. Due to its high elevation, the water is cold, very cold, as you can imagine, and swimming is not recommended. Next, about an hour and a half away, is Island Park Reservoir. This is a man-made reservoir. It's very large, and it's surrounded by forested hills, offering a variety of recreational activities such as boating, fishing, and camping. The reservoir is known for its calm waters, making it ideal for paddleboarding and kayaking. Swimming is allowed, of course, but particularly in the warmer summer months, but the water can still be quite cool. Island Park, if you don't know, has a lot of short-term rentals. There's a lot of cabin and camping up in that area. It's very, very popular because it's only an hour and a half away from Idaho Falls. Okay, so we talked about the lakes kind of immediately around Idaho Falls, but I want to mention there are so many more lakes, 2 to 3 and over 3 hours away, but still within a day's trip that are absolutely breathtaking. I'll mention a few more here. Sitting about 2.5 hours away in Twin Falls is the Shoshone Falls, and it's actually the Snake River, essentially, creating these massive waterfalls. If you haven't seen them, you definitely should check them out. This is a naturally occurring waterfall and, of course, the river, but a lot of people are able to go swim and kayak with guided tours where the waterfalls are. Often, these waterfalls are referred to as the Niagara of the West because they are just so vast, especially in the early spring and early summer months. Shoshone Falls is one of the most impressive waterfalls in the United States, standing taller than Niagara Falls. And the falls are located, like I said, on the Snake River and can be explored via kayak tours, offering a unique perspective of the area's rugged beauty. Swimming is allowed in designated areas along the river, but the currents can be strong, so caution is definitely advised because it is the Snake River and it's very large and can be very, very dangerous depending on where you go in the Snake River. So definitely go with a tour guide. Next on the list is Hein Lake. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but that's always how I have said it. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes north of Idaho Falls. It's actually located in Montana, which is one of the beautiful things about living in Idaho Falls or eastern Idaho in general is not only do you get to experience all that Idaho has to offer, but we are in such close proximity to amazing national parks in Montana and Wyoming, like Yellowstone, which we'll talk about shortly. And don't even get me started on how close we are to Utah and all that Utah has to offer as well. But I digress. Hein Lake is a large reservoir known for its great fishing, particularly for rainbow and brown trout. The lake is also popular for boating and windsurfing, with ample space for water sports. While swimming is allowed, the water, again, can be quite cold, so it's best enjoyed on those hot summer days. Next up is Yellowstone Lake. Yellowstone Lake is a natural lake located in Yellowstone National Park. It's the largest high elevation lake in North America, and it offers absolutely stunning views, if you can't tell, of the surrounding mountains and the geothermal features. It's a popular spot for boating, fishing, with cutthroat trout being a common catch, and swimming is allowed but not recommended due to the lake's frigid water temperatures, even in the summer. I'm sure you're sensing a theme here. Now, there are some lakes that are warmer than others, like Ryrie Reservoir can get quite warm. Jefferson County Lake can be quite warm, and some of these northern ones in Montana and Wyoming and even Island Park and Palisades can be very, very cold, but you can still swim in them at your own risk. Sitting about 2 hours and 15 minutes away is a natural lake called Jackson Lake. It's situated in the heart of Grand Teton National Park, and Jackson Lake offers breathtaking views of the Teton Range, making it a popular destination for photographers, boaters, and anglers. The lake is also a great spot for kayaking and canoeing, with several islands to explore. While swimming is allowed, the water is cold year-round, so it's more for quick dips than extended swims. Next up is Lake Cleveland. This is about 2 hours and 30 minutes away. It is a natural lake. It's a pristine alpine lake located in the Sawtooth National Forest, known for its crystal clear waters and serene surroundings. It's a popular spot for camping, fishing for rainbow trout, and hiking in the nearby mountains. Swimming is allowed and refreshing, especially on hot summer days, though the water, again, can be cold. Okay, you guys have made it this far. I've got just 3 more lakes for you, and these are 3 hours to 3.5 hours away from Idaho Falls. Number 1 is Redfish Lake. And holy cow, if you haven't been here, it is breathtaking. It is a natural lake. It's a stunning glacial lake nestled again in the Sawtooth Mountains, renowned for its clear blue waters and striking mountain backdrop. If you can't tell, the lake is a hub for outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and hiking on nearby trails. Swimming is popular here with the lake's beaches, offering a perfect spot to relax and take in the scenery. Next is Bear Lake. I love Bear Lake. It is known as the Caribbean of the Rockies because of how beautiful and large it is. Now, Bear Lake shares, it's in Idaho, but it's also in Utah. So if you've been through Cache Valley up through that way, that's another way to get to Bear Lake, but you can also come down from Idaho as well. It is a naturally occurring lake, and it's famous, like I said, for those turquoise blue water, which is caused by the reflection of the limestone deposits, which is super interesting. The lake is a favorite destination for beachgoers, offering sandy shores and a warm water that's perfect for swimming. It's also a popular spot for boating, water skiing, and fishing, making it a really versatile vacation spot. Now, I absolutely love Bear Lake. When I think about beaches in Idaho, I think of Bear Lake. Okay, last but not least is Stanley Lake. Stanley Lake is a natural lake that is 3 hours and 45 minutes away from Idaho Falls. It is a beautiful glacier-fed lake located in the Sawtooth National Recreation Area, surrounded by rugged peaks and dense forests. The lake is popular for kayaking, canoeing, and fishing, with rainbow and brook trout being common catches. Swimming is allowed and refreshing during the summer, though the water remains cool due to the lake's elevation. Now, if you can't tell, all of these lakes are absolutely beautiful. All of them are cold. Most of them you can swim in. Most of them you can boat in. Most of them you can also fish in. Some have better beaches than others. Some are more surrounded by mountains. But as you can tell, if you live in Idaho Falls, you are in a very close proximity to so much water, activity, and other outdoor recreation. And it's one of the reasons why I moved here, and I absolutely am in love. Well, that's it for this video. If you want to know more about other lakes in Idaho and the surrounding areas, or anything else about Idaho Falls, please subscribe and you'll be the first to know about the weather, things to do, and of course, all these amazing features that I get to spotlight every single week. My name is Annika Wilder, and I'm a local real estate agent here in the Eastern Idaho area. If you're thinking about moving here, whether it's next week or next year, I'll be happy to help make your move smooth. Please give me a call, send me a text, or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help. We'll see you next time. Bye.